Alrighty, y'all, it's time for episode 2 to our Everything Crypto series. And today we're going to be talking about crypto as an asset class, which basically means crypto as an investment, why it can be good as an investment, and why it can be good as an investment, okay? You get my gist? You get my gist? So, on that note, welcome back to Getting Digital with Deja. So let's first start off with the textbook definition of an asset, okay? Asset class, to be specific. Asset classes are categories of investments that have similar characteristics and behave in a similar way, such as stocks, bonds, commodities, real estate, and cash. And the word asset itself just basically means like value, like a measure of value. So when you're like trying to get a job or something in an interview, they're like, how can you be an asset to this company? That basically means how can you be with value to this company? What value can you bring to this company if we pour into you and invest into you and give you this job? So it basically means the same exact thing in the financial world. How can this asset or this financial instrument bring me value if I decide to invest into it? If I decide to put my hard-earned money into it, how can it make me richer? So let's go into the traditional financial assets that already exist in today's world. So we have stocks, which I know you guys are very familiar with. And basically a stock is just essentially you having partial ownership into a business or into a company. Then you have real estate, and that is essentially ownership of a physical space. Then there's commodities like oil, where you have ownership of goods that have an end use. And you have fixed income, which can be a variety of different ways you can go about having a fixed income asset, but one relatively very common way is through bonds, which is essentially where you're lending money out to the government, really, and they're rewarding you for lending out that money to them, which is in a monetary way. And then last but not least, you have cash, and cash literally can just be used to buy anything. That is like the function of cash. So what all these things have in common is that it brings value. It can bring you money in your pockets. It can make you richer without you essentially not having to do anything. You can own a stock. You're gonna earn dividends off of that stock. You're gonna earn, whenever that stock goes up, the price of that, you're gonna earn that as well. And of course, the downside of that is when it's losing, you're gonna lose as well. But that is essentially the characteristics of these asset classes that I just listed. They are here to essentially bring you more money. So this idea actually comes from one of the best books I've ever read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And essentially he was saying what the rich do is they make their money make money. So they're not working for money, their money is working for them. Now, anybody in finance would have to acknowledge that crypto is becoming its own financial class, its own asset class. And the reason why I say that is because people are now investing in trading crypto and they're earning money from it. Now, some people are completely against calling crypto an emerging asset class, and they say it's because it's completely impossible to place value on it. And they say like there's no earnings that are earned on it. There's also no dividends that are given out to people for it or anything like that. But then you have to take a step back and realize that there are other like assets like gold and silver and things like that, other commodities that you don't earn earnings from, you don't earn dividends from. It has value and you get money from that value going up over time. And that's essentially the same exact thing that crypto is doing. You earn value from it as the price goes up over time. When Bitcoin first came out, it was super cheap. Let's talk about when Bitcoin was like $1, right? Like way back in the day. You don't necessarily earn earnings or a dividend on Bitcoin going up all the way to $100,000, but you earned all of that income that came with it becoming $100,000. From $1 to $100,000, all that's in between, that's money that you technically earned. So at this point, if you're like arguing saying that crypto is not an emerging asset class, you're just a hater. You probably don't believe in crypto. You probably don't know how to use crypto. You're just a hater. Okay, I'm sorry, that was mean. You're probably not a hater. You probably just don't understand or trust crypto, which is totally understandable. When the internet first came out, the dot-com bubble, a lot of people thought it was evil. And there may be some evil aspects to the internet, I agree. But overall, it's very beneficial to the human race, just like crypto will be. So these are some fine words from Jerome Powell himself that I got from an interview. Jerome Powell stated, People use Bitcoin as a speculative asset. It's just like gold, only it's virtual. It's digital. And this is coming from the head chairman of the Federal Reserve. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin, the epitome of crypto. So, Bitcoin is increasingly becoming a global neutral reserve asset, especially for countries where their people are losing faith inside of their currencies, like the United States. Why do you think that Bitcoin is so big in the United States? People are losing faith in the US dollar. Then you have other organizations like BRICS and things like that who are trying to take away the power of the US dollar. So when you're losing faith and losing power in a currency, you can just hop to a new one that's completely digital, that has a lot of backing behind it, I guess you could say, but it actually has no backing behind it at all. Only the people determine its value. So because cryptocurrencies are completely decentralized, meaning that the central government has nothing to do with these currencies or their value or anything like that, but in reality, I really feel like they do. But that doesn't matter, we're not gonna go there. So because it's completely decentralized, that's what makes it a neutral reserve asset, meaning they're creating reserves where they have a stockpile of these cryptocurrencies to keep for safekeeping, to essentially profit off of it, for the government to be able to profit off of it, for that country to be able to profit off of it, and things like that. So there are many countries over the years who have created cryptocurrency reserves, especially Bitcoin reserves, and the top 5 countries for that would be China, Ukraine, the UK, Venezuela, and United States. So another reason that a lot of financial experts are calling crypto an emerging asset class is because crypto is not just used to buy things, it's not just used as currency. Crypto actually has a lot of different functions based on its coin that help the world to go around, essentially. It has a lot of utility behind it, which means it has a lot of purpose behind it. Like, for example, XRP is used to send money globally within seconds. You guys, my neighbor is moving and they're being so freaking loud, so I'm going to have to use my pretty pink microphone for today. But crypto coins are also used for speculative trades and also for financial investments when they think that the price of that coin is going to go up in value. So it's you can trade it, you can invest into it and just let your money sit. It has a lot of utility behind it. It can be used to literally run the world, and it can be used as currency as well. So all these reasons put together is why financial experts are saying, yes, this is an emerging new asset class. So this is why cryptocurrencies are also recognized or called digital assets, because they're completely digital, and then you can trade them or you can just invest into them and let your investments just sit and gain value over time. And while we're talking about crypto being a new emerging asset class, I don't believe that that should be the only asset class that you're invested into. I think crypto should be added to your portfolio, which also includes stocks, which also includes commodities and things like that, and real estate and things like that, because when you have a diverse portfolio, no matter really what happens in the world, you'll be okay. If the crypto market crashes and your portfolio is strictly crypto, you're going to be cooked. If the real estate market crashes and your portfolio is strictly real estate, you're going to be cooked. Same thing with stocks, you're going to be cooked. Same thing with commodities. So it's just when you have a diverse portfolio, you're just really making sure that you're okay. At the end of the day, you're making sure that you're okay no matter what happens in this world. And that's literally what financial literacy is. It's making sure that you're okay, that you and your family and the generations that come behind you are okay, or even yet better than okay, great, amazing, and things like that. But you cannot do that with a very strict and very regulated portfolio. You need to diversify yourself, okay? Now it's time for a fun fact. The term cryptocurrency is actually very misleading because much of the crypto coins that exist today are not used as currencies. They're not currencies. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies that exist on the blockchain, but in reality, most of them are useless. They don't really have any utility behind it. They don't have no use for them, essentially. But the top 3 cryptocurrencies that are actually currencies are going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Those can be used as currencies. Now, going down the road, I don't want to mislead you guys. So there are instances where you can use XRP and stuff to buy real estate or buy things on blockchain and things like that. But as far as its use and its utility in its white paper being stated as a currency, not many of those exist in the crypto world. Alrighty, y'all, that is it for today. I went over how crypto is actually considered a new emerging asset class and the evidence of why it's considered an asset class. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will be back on Monday with a new crypto video for this series. Don't know exactly what it's going to be about yet because I have to be very beginner friendly. But it's going to be good, I promise you guys. But as always, remember that pretty girls can do crypto too. See you Monday. Have a great and blessed weekend.